Bon appetit. I be cooking what you looking for, who got the heat. Wrote these books on how to get it, all I need's a beat. Breaking bread with all my niggas, ain't no breaking me. I just write it how I see it, you can peep my speech. I just write it how I say it.
Welcome to another episode of Don't Worry I Said. And to my left, and to my right, why your hands up? And you got your boy Hollywood Tim, man. We gonna get right into it. Jay, how was your week, man?
What up, my guy?
You been real excited today, man. How was your week, man?
Week was solid. I just started my all water diet. The one you put me on.
You welcome.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man.
I started mine this weekend.
Okay, yeah, I just started mine yesterday. Yeah, all water. Everybody been smelling like chicken, man.
When you start? What day you started?
Yesterday.
Day 3 gonna kick your ass.
No, it's
No,
hurt.
I'm telling you.
I know, but right now it's hurt.
Yeah, day 3 the worst.
Everybody smelling like food.
Yeah,
Everybody
day 3.
like
No, day 3 the worst.
Like Sweet Baby Ray's. I love me some Sweet Baby Ray's.
You say human beings are smelling like Sweet Baby Ray's
with chicken. You know, like a 6-piece lemon pepper. I mean, you don't like.
Q, how was your?
So you mean like all water?
Yeah,
all
so
water.
None
do nothing but water.
For 7 days. It's
You
hard.
never did it?
It's hard.
Like
No, nothing.
Food.
All water.
It's hard.
I probably done did like 4 times. Like
This
all
is my
water.
second time.
7 days in a row.
Yeah, I'm cool.
You got to get them jugs, and the jug will show you how much water to drink hourly.
Yeah, nah.
But you're going to be fucked
I'm
up.
on my
Attitude going to be bad.
third
Yeah.
gallon.
You drinking a lot of water then in one day.
It's hard, man. Like the inflammation, all that stuff is going out of my body. But headaches.
One thing you're going to notice, you're going to smell your BO. When you start showering, you're going to really smell how much bacteria coming out of your body.
Oh, yeah.
Like by
yeah.
day 4, you're going to really smell it. How was your week? He's still shocked about talking about small water.
I mean, yeah, because I was gonna say like, I take water to work.
No, we talking about all
But-
water.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah,
Right.
Just
right before
water.
dinner.
Yeah, all water.
I mean, shit, I can't afford to do that. Shit, I'm already small. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, you're right. You're going to lose a lot of weight.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm cool. But now my week was straight. I know he saw earlier. I went. I'm going to get some. What are they called? Like aligners.
I saw you post that.
Oh.
Yeah.
What,
Yeah.
like the braces?
I guess yeah. You call it.
So-
Yeah.
So like
The Invisalign? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I want to get those.
Yeah.
So you got your son?
Well, I'm just waiting on. They said it's gonna take a few weeks, but yeah.
Yeah. Let me know how that goes.
Yeah, self-care, man.
Absolutely.
There we go.
Okay.
Make sure.
Because somebody got to see you.
Yeah.
Somebody
No,
got to
no.
see you. Yeah.
But you gotta take care of self sometimes.
I hear you.
So yeah.
I hear you.
But no, other than that, no, I ain't did too much of nothing, so I'm good.
Hey, my week was good. I'm excited for this show because I just got a feeling it's going to go one of 2 ways. It's going to go real good.
Oh, we going straight to hell. Come on now.
Or it's going to go real bad. But let's get into what's happening. So we got 2 things that we want to discuss real quick, and I'm just throw it to the floor.
Mm-hmm.
The Joe Biden and this whole getting rid of student loans, and then Russell Wilson made a comment. He said a man should ask himself before he asks a woman to marry him, will he marry himself? Now let me say it again. He said, would a man marry himself in order to ask a woman would she marry him?
Okay.
So I'm just throwing it out there. Go ahead.
Okay, so because I'm confused about that one.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start with my dog Joe.
Yo, dog Joe.
My dog Joe.
Go ahead, man.
I mean, he not Barack, but he cool.
Barack went. Okay.
That's a whole nother situation, another story.
Yeah. Okay.
But Joe, I think he's not even really necessarily worried about student loans right now. He got something a little bit more privy onto his mind right
Joe's
now.
the only president I don't see.
Nah, you never see it.
You be forgetting forgetting we got a president.
Yeah, I completely he show up, whenever he show up, and then it'd be like 2-3 minutes of
If he ain't sleep.
Yeah, and then he out of that jam. He don't be doing no events. He don't be doing no picnics. He don't be nothing.
He don't do shit.
Yeah, it'd be State of the Union, 5 minutes.
He barely
I'm out.
do that. He have other people speak. Yeah.
But nah, he worried about Putin, and Putin he that guy.
They out there wilding in
Hell
Russia.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
So like
there we go. U.S. not mad at our business again.
I just learned today that Putin has not lost a war.
And we gonna fuck around and go to war with them.
Oh yeah, my dude, he on that. He on that with everybody.
They got signed.
We supposed to mind our business.
What the fuck do Russia got to do with us, bro?
Yeah.
Ain't they not over here? They ain't came under here illegally or nothing. Why are we worried about Russia?
Well,
bro?
I mean, he is like pushing people out of their area.
What do they got to do with the U.S.?
And, I mean, we are, separated by a whole
One thing
ocean.
for certain, too, ain't nobody really want to go to war with us, bro. It be us minding everybody else fucking business.
Yeah, I mean, we got the whole NATO treaty thing. Like,
Why?
Speaking of that, minding business, I was leaving the crib, and the situation, what it wasn't funny, but a guy and a girl, they were fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no lie, he threw her out the car
Mm-hmm.
in the street.
I'm
Like,
shouldn't be laughing.
it was wild.
Mm-hmm.
He pulled off on her,
Okay.
left her in the street, and I'm like, it was like right there. It was like,
Okay.
oh shit.
But
So it was cars behind her, and they stopped, got out, all this, and I guess I don't know. I guess her hand was bleeding or something.
Uh-huh.
And some lady was yelling like, somebody got some napkins or whatever, and everybody just looking like it's like 5 cars behind her, and it's like, what the fuck, get out the way, because I had to go somewhere,
right.
But I ain't gonna lie, I stopped. I got out. I gave her the napkins.
He had napkins. The
girl was screaming.
Surgery.
Something was up with her hand. I'm like, all right, here.
Y'all
Man.
Now I gotta go.
Now what to do with it turned back around?
And seeing him giving them
Okay.
napkins.
Hey, she'd have been a bleeding motherfucker fucking with me. But we know that already.
Bro,
She'd have
you
been
hard.
she'd have been a bleeding motherfucker fucking. But let's get back on it.
Yeah.
So you say you confused about
Yeah. So explain that, because
they was on their way to a wedding,
Okay.
and I don't know the truth in their marriage, but they the perfect couple to the world. And he said, before a man asks a woman to marry him,
Okay.
he should ask himself, would he marry himself?
Okay. So, how do you do that?
So I look at it like this.
No, not.
Right.
No,
so
no, 'cause
not,
I
not,
wanna
you,
see
you
what
can't
his
really, you can't.
perspective, like,
So
how do you
let me
do
break
it?
it down. Let me say, because I don't know what angle you looking at it from. So let me speak about Joe real quick. All that student loan shit was a lie to get y'all votes and to put them in office. Like, your student loan gonna fucking be there.
Yeah, I paid
Like,
mine off, so I don't
yeah,
care.
like your student loan gonna be there. That whole college shit is a scam. Good shit, Joe. You got them all. You got them all on your side. But
It's a scam. Okay.
the whole Russell thing, and I said this off camera, I'm gonna say it again. It's just like asking your daughter, would she marry a man like her dad?
Yeah,
like-
flip it. If
like-
you was the female, would you marry? a
Right?
dude
Would
like
you
now-
marry yourself? Like are you worthy?
Right, but that actually is possible.
Marry yourself?
No, having your daughter marry a man like
But
you.
you
So I'm trying to figure out, how do you
right,
marry yourself?
Understand.
Because
listen
there's
to
a guy-
understand,
there-
not listen to reply.
I'm
He's,
right.
he's not really saying
really.
like stand up there and propose and marry yourself. He's just saying when you do self-evaluation,
Are you good enough to be? A
are
husband?
you good enough to be a husband?
Well, then why did he say that shit? He put it the words.
How the fuck you gonna tell this man what to say, man?
Because he's a weirdo, man. That's
Wow.
why he weak out there in Seahawks. He finna get traded. Anyway, bro, how do you do that? Okay, why didn't you just say if you're good enough to be a husband? Would
Bro,
you,
this
like.
It was just the way he worked.
Jail,
It's not
do you
that
understand
deep.
what we're
It
talking
ain't
about?
that deep.
He's
But he don't-
Hollywood. Like
He's
he-
Russell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was in a vicinity with Future, and then him and boogied out of that jam.
Bro,
like,
what the fuck?
like
I would.
Right. Cute. Would you thank you, because I would.
Yeah.
Like,
Hell yeah.
It's self-evaluation, man.
yeah.
So do you think you worthy enough to be a husband?
Yes.
Okay. That's your answer to the question.
Yeah. So
You wanted him to just say, fellas, ask yourself is you worthy. Why you always want somebody to fucking change their words to you?
No.
Just like when I made the whole comment about a come up, you took that shit and ran with it.
Because see, that's what I'm saying. Because how you word phrases is not what you mean.
Okay.
How if you want to marry yourself,
He just
how do
said,
you do
would-
that shit?
Would
He ain't
you?
Dennis Rodman out here.
Yeah.
that's what I'm. That's all I'm saying, man. Like that, how he worded it. Was
Okay,
some
so you
real-
don't like his wording.
It was real
But
Hollywood.
Would you, when you look in the mirror, do you self-evaluate? You good, man?
Man,
You
that shit
talking,
was-
you talking about Hollywood?
Oh, yeah, like when you self-evaluate yourself, do you be like, all right, cool, I'm worthy?
yes.
You already said you worthy, right?
Yeah, I mean,
So
what?
that's all it was, bro.
Yeah.
Think I'm not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts. That's what I'm saying. You gotta understand yourself as a man. That's all he's saying. But you can't tell a man how the fuck to word his statement, J.O. Talk about some he acting real. He been in Hollywood his whole fucking life. You act like he just stumbled into this. Like,
Yeah. I mean, come on, be grounded, be rooted. And then you go up there and then you want to get philosophical, and now you want to talk some bullshit. Like you want to marry yourself.
Man. He did.
No, that's exactly.
Bro, the man didn't say he was going to the courthouse and marry himself, bro. He not on no Dennis Rodman type shit, bro.
Put on the tux.
All right, man.
Get a ring and put it on himself. That's how that shit sound, man.
So it's. I hope you just have the same energy. Let's go into the show, man.
Come on.
Let's get into the show. So
into this shit.
The whole show is gonna be based off religion. All right. So we broke it up in a couple categories, and we just gonna throw it to the floor. But the first one we're gonna cover is this guy right here, man. What is religion to you? Who taught it to you? And was you raised in the church? The floor is open.
So, yes. I was raised in the church by my mom and dad. My dad really introduced it to me as far as like reading the Bible and just kind of knowing or understanding the information. My mom took me to the churches. And most kids, you go to church and you really don't understand what's going on. So, I mean, I was just there just to be there. And then as I got older, you know, they pretty much forced that understanding onto you because you really don't know. What was the other question?
Hold on. What if? Because I feel like he just want to go ape
shit.
Yeah,
and I really want to stay on task, stay on topic.
What is religion? Your definition of religion.
So, the word religion means to bind or a bond. That's exactly what that means. So, whatever your moral compass, whether it's Judaism or Islamic or Christianity, whatever that is your moral compass. That is what you feel like you know is what's right and wrong.
So what's your definition?
My definition, I feel like it's a restraint of your spirituality. I feel like
that's good.
There is a structure now, and it's a system now. To every structure and system, it has pros and cons to it. But how do you bind or bond the spirit? Like, you can't. A book doesn't have all the answers to a spirit that's all knowing and all powerful or always evolving, right? So that's like saying, okay, this one book back in the 10,000 AD now knows everything about AI. Like that's impossible, right? Because it has no understanding of the AI and intelligence of right now.
True.
Okay, so that's like saying, okay, your soul. Back in the day, they already pre-written how this understanding is supposed to be back thousands of years. Now it knows what's about to happen in 2022.
It don't work like that.
It don't work like that. On top of that, we're talking about a Bible that has been.
Hold on, we're not talking about the Bible yet.
Oh,
we're talking about
let me stay on
right,
task.
right, because we gonna get that right. We're talking about the religion. Okay,
yeah, but as far as Christianity, one of the worst things that happened known to man.
Facts. You want to jump in, or can I go?
We talking about financial. We talking about food. We're talking about everything. This is one topic that a lot of times racism never gets attached to it, but it's really kind of the foundation of it. This is one book, especially for black people, has been the constraint of why we are the way we are today. Mm-hmm. So, and you can't run away from that fact. Yeah. So, whoever want to, go against how that fact is, take that up with history, not me. Okay. So, but
okay.
Go ahead.
So I'm gonna say the meaning of religion to me is it's a false reality. That's what I take from religion. It is a false reality of life. But I was raised in the church, but as a youngster, you don't really have a say so. You know,
you gotta go.
Whatever. My auntie and uncle was really into the church, like, faithfully. I mean, Sunday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, everything, choir, everything. We was in the church, and at the moment, at that time in my life, church was fun. The choir part of it, because I do like spiritual music. I do like it, and I think the music has a more meaning than what religion means. Mm-hmm. So I do like the meaning, but I definitely was raised into the church, and I never really had an understanding until I got older, because like I said, it was just forced on me. That's when I came on what the meaning in my mind is a false reality. But later in the show, I'm gonna explain why. I just want us to put it out there on what we believe it is. Believe it is first.
Religion to me is it's like division. It's damn near like a gang. You know what I'm saying? Like you got these religions. It's like you got different gangs. It's like, oh, we over here. That shit you talking ain't it.
That ain't
Right.
it.
We don't move like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same. Like, I'm not saying religions are gangs, but in a sense, you can compare it. You know, it's like.
Well, it is a game.
Well, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it is a game because a game is just
got literature.
a group of members.
yeah.
All of them got literature. It's a game.
It's just the word itself. You don't when you hear it, you think it's always a negative connotation.
Right,
in
yeah.
gang. So I don't want to put that together.
Yeah.
But in a sense, yeah, it's like that because you're over here and it's like y'all are weird or y'all pray to this God and it's like we don't do that. That's not real or whatever the case is. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's division. You know, it's almost like some people it's like peer pressure. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a lot of things. It's a lot of negative things that come with it. You know, like it's damn near like Jehovah's Witness. They come to the door and it's like, oh shit.
Don't
I don't want to answer.
Don't look outside, right? Yeah.
Like, I love they come to my house, so I get them bars. Well, go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? And then it's like,
you want to come to my? Come on.
and it's damn near like a peer pressure because it's like even if you do talk to them, it's like okay, they gonna push theirs.
They're gonna talk your damn ear
and then
off.
it's gonna be like, well, nah, and then they gonna push more. You know what I'm saying? So me as a little kid, I went to church. You know, my auntie was huge in that. Like you said, 4 or 5 days a week,
Right.
doing everything. You know what I'm saying?
Might as well just get a bed though.
You know, so it was more so like, okay, this is the thing to do. So I felt that as a kid, like that was the thing to do. Did I pay attention? No.
Right.
But it was like, okay, that's what we did from time to time. So I was like, all right, cool. But again, to me, it's when you break it all down, it's just division.
All right. So now, so the gloves really finna come out because I believe like this is when the show is finna go a little deeper. So we're gonna just throw it out there. Like, do you believe in the Bible? Now, hold on, because I know you're ready. And I'm guessing you going first, so I ain't even gotta ask you. Now, hey, look, this is our point of view. No one can get mad at how we feel. This is our spiritual belief.
But they will.
Yeah.
Man,
you know, you can't
gotta
please
make no
everybody.
disclaimer.
But hey, let's go. Do you believe in the Bible? Yes or no, and why?
Victor, that's crazy. That's crazy you say that, Victor.
What the fuck, man? Go, man. Go.
Victor, why you? I just called you Victor. You know?
I know. I know what it means. That's what I'm saying. Just go.
What it
Just
mean?
go. Just go, Jonathan. Go, man.
No,
Go, man. Go, man.
No, but I called you a name that you don't really get addressed by, right?
Right.
Okay. So first thing, no. Do I believe in the Bible? No. Two things. The Bible.
I knew where you was going with it. That's why I said
The Bible was plagiarized from another book called the Book of the Dead or the Book of the Coming Forth. Right. That's one. Two. Beliefs can change based on time and events, right? So people ask, the most common question they ask is, do you believe in Jesus Christ, your Lord and Savior, right? Okay. Now, there's only one thing that would change that, is if Jesus came, right? So then, would you need to believe anymore?
I don't believe in him now.
No, I'm saying, I'm just saying, if he came, if he came right now, would you need to believe in Jesus Christ anymore?
No.
Because he's here now.
Right.
So what was the point of believing?
You got a point? No, you got a point.
Okay.
I'm just hold on.
Right. So like, let's put it down to like layman terminology, right? So everybody in the NBA at one point in time believed that they were supposed to go in the NBA before they got there.
Right.
Do they believe now?
Nope.
Because they're there. Time and event changed that system. So that means the beliefs can be swayed and changed.
That's a good point.
So that's one. Who are y'all talking to? And when I say this, Jesus is not his name. That is not his name. What is his name? For everybody that says you're using God's name in vain, first off, God is a title. Christ is a title. Jesus is not his name. So what is his name? It's like, do anybody know? Because everybody, we got whole industries. We got clothes, records. We got churches, articles, books, and 300 different versions and 200 different languages. They all say Jesus, but that's not his name. So what is his name? It's not Yahweh. It's not Jesus. There was no J back when he was supposed to be alive. Mm-hmm. Okay, so what was his name? And a lot of people don't know it. So
are you going to tell them?
I mean, they can research it. I know it, I mean, but that's based on your relationship with your God. But his name was Yahweh-Shai, okay?
Okay.
Yahweh-Shai, and that's Hebrew for Joshua. That's it. Yahweh-Shai, or Yah, just means all, right? So,
oh yeah, this gonna get good.
So like why are you calling somebody Jesus? So like, if I called you Dante, you would never respond to it, ever. Why? Because that is not who you identify with that energy when you call that name. If I call my mom, she would answer, because that is my relationship to that person. Mm-hmm. So if you're calling a God, or your God that you're trying to pray to, a name that he doesn't identify, why would he or she ever answer? Would never answer in a million years. So what I'm not understanding. How do we get this? Okay, so but that's one. But y'all do that research on that.
You feel like that was something that was forced on us?
Absolutely,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's
I'm gonna tell you why.
That's one thing. And I'm gonna go. I got like 3 more points. Every time you say amen, okay, does anybody know what amen means? It's like,
I'm sure you're going to tell us.
You know what I'm saying? I did a little research, you know what I'm saying? I went to a few schools, had a couple lectures, you know what I'm saying? A few documentaries. So, amen is another Egyptian god. So every time you close a prayer, every time you hear a sermon, you're like, amen, you're actually praising another god.
Here we go.
So now you're contradicting yourself. You got two different religions every time you speak, all right? So amen first originally was Iman, was I-M-U-N, okay? That means hidden one, okay? Then that later became
some homework right here. Boy.
That later became Amun Ra, okay, which means hidden one, the sun, okay, not S-O-N, S-U-N, okay, and that's how we equate Son of God, the Son of the Light, all seeing, like, it's the sun that gives us life, okay? So, like, this is why we get all of this understanding and wisdom from the sun. So, every time you close a prayer, every time you say amen, like, it has nothing to do with Christianity. Yeah. It has everything to do with Kemet, okay? So, that is this, okay? So, anybody can see this? Okay, this is the Eye of Ra, okay, the Eye of Horus, right? And I could break this down too, but that's another. We could do something else. So y'all could DM me or whatever y'all want to do, okay? But
this motherfucker love to say just DM.
You know what I'm saying? Because they be in there, okay?
We know, Jonathan.
You know what I'm saying? But look, so we got Jesus Christ that y'all don't know who y'all talking to, and then y'all got an Egyptian god that y'all don't know who y'all talking to. Mm-hmm. So y'all just really just praying to a whole bunch of people that y'all now don't even know who y'all talking to. That doesn't make any sense because we only know what we've been taught. And rightfully so. Like, we can't blame our parents for only teaching us their only amount of knowledge that they were taught. Like, and this is just information that was passed down from generation to generation from slavery. Right? So it's just like, I understand. I can't be mad at that, but now it's a point where you know better, you do better, and that's it. Yeah. The other point I got, because we like to talk about relationships a lot on the show, right?
I like this. Go ahead, though.
So being equally yoked, right?
Here we go.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Because so it's like, and that's 1 Corinthians 6:14. If anybody want to look that up.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, look
oh,
that
they,
up.
They damn
so,
sure are.
So being equally yoked has nothing to do with two partners like serving one God. Has nothing to do with that
At all.
Okay, so the first thing, let me educate y'all on is it's not an egg yolk. Okay, because most people think that it's like, oh yeah, it's just equally yoked. We one and we an egg and we no, it's not that shit. Okay, like it's a yoke. Okay, YOKED. Okay, a yoke is a harness. Okay, that they used on two beasts to harvest the ground. So like, if it's an ox, if it's a bull, if it's a cow, they use this device to harvest the ground, to plow the ground. And you have to be, those beasts have to be equally yoked in strength to harvest the ground. Mm-hmm. So you could plant or farm or whatever. And in that verse, 1 Corinthians 6:14, it was saying that be not ye equally yoked with unbelievers. Just mean like if you're a believer, don't be around unbelievers. That's it. Has nothing to do with relationship and marriage. Like, where the fuck did y'all get that shit from?
So not to cut you, because I love you, I'm gonna let you keep going. That part is going to be later on when I say society versus beliefs.
Oh yeah,
go ahead.
So where in the fuck did y'all get? I know where y'all got y'all the pastors. You know, they get in the scriptures and they get the sermon and they like, oh yeah, equally yoked. You know, you got to have a man and woman. You got to have a man and woman, and you got to love God together, the same God. No, that doesn't mean that, right? Because you always say, because people always say, love conquers all, right? And if God is love, love is supposed to help you move in that fashion. Like, if y'all have differences in your marriage, right? But y'all love each other, that one entity in your marriage is supposed to help you through that.
Facts.
Not loving God, y'all loving the same God.
Right.
Reason being why that doesn't make any sense is because death do you part, right? Okay. So why would two people love one God when you die, you go as separate people? So you go to your God and you go to your God as separate people, not as a couple. Mm-hmm. So being equally yoked, meaning that you have to love a God under the same roof, that doesn't work.
Hey, you speaking to the choir, because I know.
So, that's not my camera. There we go.
They all your camera.
They all my camera. So that makes no sense, people. Okay, you do not have to have the same religious structure or understanding for you to be married. That doesn't. No, it's actually your differences that make you stronger, because you got your perspective, I got my perspective, and now we bring our perspective together and we become one and we become stronger. And that understanding and mindset, that's how the community grows. Being equally yoked was meant for the community. Okay, I need a locksmith, or I need warriors, or I need cooks. They were saying being equally yoked in the community so the community could grow. That was it. Like, all that marriage shit, it was just like, yeah. But yeah, I'm just rambling.
Go, hey, go ahead.
So
go ahead, man.
There's a lot to unpack, people. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You done covered it all.
But I'm gonna say, when it comes to the Bible, I think of, because there's so many different versions.
Yeah.
You think of, remember back in the day in school, we did this exercise. The teacher would say one thing to the kid in the first desk, and they passed that message around without yelling, just whispered. And when you got to the end, hey, what did the teacher say?
Right.
And that shit was completely different.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think of that when I think of all of these books, and it's like, okay, who's to say what's what? And it took a while when I was actually an adult, and it's like, okay, like, obviously this book is not thousands of years old. This book was just created, say I go buy a Bible or whatever, somebody give me one. This book was made recently. You know, so it's like, obviously there's different versions. Everyone is not exactly the same. So it's like, who's to say what is what? Who's to say, all right, because I published this one, this is
correct. it could be a Tim. It could be a Tim Hollywood version.
Yeah, well, I
So
wouldn't make one.
you know what I'm saying. So it's like, all right,
They hate mine.
that threw me. Like, all right, people got to think. Like
They not supposed to think.
use common sense. It's like, ain't no way. It's like something's off.
That part right there. So like, they are not supposed to think. In the Bible, it tells you to lean not to your own understanding, because they want you to be obedient.
Right.
Because
You just took my
like
argument.
if they thought, then it would go against what the Bible was teaching.
Yeah.
He just took my argument.
But because if you think, you evolve as a person.
Mm-hmm.
But if, like a child, if they don't think, they depend on you.
Right.
So they depend. If they don't think, they depend on whatever's in the Bible, and they have faith in it, blind faith,
And that's law to some
and
people.
that is law.
Yeah. And that's when, for me, it was like, all right, something ain't right. Let me just move that out the way and just take life for what it is. You know what I'm saying? So that, the Bible, no, I don't believe it. I don't know. Because it's so many, it's like, all right, somebody not right.
It's 139 different versions.
Somebody ain't right.
And they ain't gonna say.
Like,
You did some homework this week. Bro.
No.
Because you gave him this show to himself.
And that's why I was saying, like, my perspective in this topic is different because I went to school for it.
No, I got you.
So, like,
I got you.
oh, and I need to backtrack
Hold
real
on,
quick.
let him finish.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, so because you just took exactly what I was going to lead mine off. Like, in my adult life, it's because I did my history and I did my studying. So I'm going to say this. Not all Christians, I'm going to just say most, not all, are the worst when it comes to this religion shit. Are the worst because they're worse than Jehovah's Witnesses. The only thing people dislike about Jehovah's Witnesses is because they come ring your doorbell. But Christianity that's the only thing Christians feel like, if you don't believe in what they say, you are wrong, you atheist, you ignorant, you yada this, you yada that.
Yeah.
When they are probably arguably some of the most most ignorant minded people alive. Because
sure.
like you just said, lean out with your own understanding.
Mm-hmm.
You were designed to follow what somebody told you instead of to think for yourself. So when we came over on that boat, and the Holy Bible was the first thing they gave us to give us false hope. Mm-hmm. That was the first thing they gave us. You come over here, Jesus Christ gonna save you, God gonna do this, that, and the third, and we went through all these years of slavery. So I'm gonna point out a couple things. What made me change? I can't even say change because when I was young, it was forced on me, so I can never say I believed in the Bible. Cain and Abel, Adam and Eve, were not the first fucking people on the planet.
No.
If you do your history and then you read the Bible, it was a lot of tribes here. Cain and Abel was something, and Adam and Eve was just something that was thrown on us to make a belief. They was not the first people here. It was just something for you to believe. So, like you just said, the whole thing with the teacher, it got around the class 700 years ago, whatever. When they taught that to our ancestors and they came back full circle, that's the only thing we know. That is not true. When it comes to the whole, if you read the Bible, if you read it, a lot of the things wasn't even said by God. Nowhere in the Bible does God say anything about homosexuality.
I was gonna touch
Nowhere in the Bible does he frown upon it. Nowhere in the Bible does he say anything about it is against, quote unquote, his word. Nowhere. Mm-hmm. But for some reason, quote unquote, we say God frowns upon it. How the fuck does, quote unquote, God create you in his image and then he frowned upon what you believe? Go back to what I just said. God created us in his image, quote unquote.
Come on, God.
How does he create us in his image and his kids born with abnormalities? How does he create us in his image and his people that we don't look alike? So what image was he created in? What image was we created in? So I just feel like a lot of the stuff in the Bible we was taught to believe, but if you really do your research, like you would really make your own belief. Like the whole Jesus Christ was put into the belly of Mary and she's a virgin. So if that is the case, why do people deal with infertility and it's hard to have kids now? What made Mary so special that God gave his only begotten son, but then let people kill his sons for their sins?
Yeah.
I just want you to understand what we're saying and just make it make sense. if that is the case and that's your belief, hey, I'm not telling you. I'm just telling you on my end. When I just started doing my history and reading things, you cannot sit here and say God is this, God is this, but in the Bible it states God is a cruel God. So he can't be almighty and then in the same breath in the Old Testament, New Testament say he's a cruel God.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. So I can't say I lost belief because I don't think I ever believed in it. When I got older and I started living life and I started doing my history and I started reading the Bible and I started reading other Bibles like the Quran and things like that, that none of the stuff matches up. None of the stuff matches up. One of the things that doesn't match up to me, we pay 10% of tithe to who?
It's supposed to be your harvest. It's not money.
Exactly. So, but we're paying for a person to stand up and yell and teach us, quote unquote, they believe like that whole equally yoked thing was never true. But people are so afraid to challenge the pastor. So what are we giving 10% to?
Swiping cards and shit.
You're giving your money
Bullshit.
to a person that teaches you a belief that you're not supposed to be. If you read your Bible, you're not supposed to pay a pastor to teach you what
it's building fund.
What God say.
It's
not a building fund. It's not the church building fund. It's this motherfucking house that he got and his car's fund.
You know why? So look, because the church
That shit is crazy.
You see what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense.
The church is a legitimate business,
Right?
Okay, so like, and y'all could go on whatever government.com, whatever city you in, you can look up when you looking up for LLCs, S corps, C corps. There's a spot that says church. Why? Because church is a tax exempt entity.
Tax write off, bro.
Like that's it.
$1 billion entity, bro.
It's an official business.
It is $1 billion entity.
They are in the business of selling hope. Like they have to have a product, right? So the product is hope and faith. So,
But-
I mean,
but
it's 10% of, let's say, of a block, and that may be $1,000
Right, you got
a week.
You got
'cause every
people out here
Sunday-
that is living check to check
yeah, and throw 10%.
and trying their damnedest to listen to this on Sunday. And the Sabbath day isn't Sunday; it's Saturday. And nowhere in the Bible again does it state on the Sabbath day it say goes to church. It tell you to rest. It tell you to rest.
Saturday is the 7th day.
That's the 7th day. If you do your calculation, Sunday equals the week. You see what I'm saying?
Sunday is the
but
first day.
we were systematically to believe all of this, that people are scared to challenge it because Christians make it to the point that you are so ignorant. I fell out with a guy over this conversation.
Oh, I'll be careful.
I fell out with a guy because I asked him a couple questions. Because I asked him this. I said, so if you want to tell me Adam and Eve were the first people on earth and that they gave birth to Cain and Abel, where the fuck did everybody else come from? So Cain and Abel was sleeping with their mama then, right? And then they reproduced, and it was cool to have. So you're saying God was okay with incest? You want to know why? Because they don't speak about the other tribe that was already here. They don't speak about the other people that was already here. They just made you believe that, hey, they had to do what they had to do to reproduce, so it's okay. But in 2022, you better not say you sleeping with your cousin.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, but we was raised to believe that.
Yeah, no. So, facts. I'm gonna throw out facts. The Bible was created 325 AD, and the Council of Nicaea. Okay, there's a few councils: Constantinople, Constantinople, Lucidia, Nicaea. This particular council was created by politicians and other brothers of the light to construct the Bible. There's 418 people, politicians and Masons, right? And in this council, what they did was they did two things. They created the name Jesus Christ. That was one, because you have to have a face for this entity, right? Like Jordan got the jump man. You got to have you have to have an identity. You know, somebody got to be the face of this franchise.
Right.
Okay, that's one. And two,
Jesus, the face of the franchise.
That's exactly what it is. And
no, you making good points. No.
Two, they constructed the Bible. What was in the Bible and what was out. So, the Book of Enoch, the Book of Life, the lost years of Jesus. So there's a bunch of books that they took out of the Bible that is supposed to be in the Bible, but it didn't fit their agenda. So that's why they took it out. And I've read I've read like 4 of those.
So right.
laws.
So hold on, we gonna stay here. Like I don't want to cut you off, but I just want to add something else into the conversation. So when it's more to just do you believe in the Bible, because a lot of people swear up and down they believe in the Bible, they believe in God, they believe in Jesus Christ, they this, that, and the third. I walk in the faith, Christ. I walk in that, and I walk in that. So now I'm gonna get to the point when I know they're lying.
Okay.
Society versus belief.
Oh, let's get to it. Oh, can I get?
So no, I gotta go.
Okay. Go
so
ahead.
Society versus belief. It said the United States of America, in God we trust. Let me say that again. In God we trust. One of the 10 commandments is thou shalt not murder, but we live in a systematic where we got the death penalty, where you have right to bear arms, that we are trained to kill people that walk in your house. But if you believe, so is it stand your ground or is it the Bible? Am I standing my ground or I'm getting robbed because of the Bible? This one right here really finna piss everybody. Nowhere in the Bible does it state a man is supposed to marry one woman. Nowhere.
Oh no.
Because if you do your research, Abraham had 16 wives, Solomon had 300 wives, and all of this. Nowhere in the Bible does it state that. The government created that because it's easy to tax a couple. Because in Utah, you can marry as many people you want. Polygamy is cool, but us being systematically misconstrued, we fight among ourselves. That is a privilege. If a man chooses to be with one woman, ladies, that is a privilege.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Because it doesn't say that.
Yeah.
It doesn't say that we supposed to. So so everybody be like, that's what the Bible says. No, it doesn't. The Bible say don't commit adultery. That doesn't mean to who. It just state don't commit it. No. It doesn't state you marry one woman. It says the man is supposed to leave his family and find a wife. It didn't say how many.
Find a good thing.
But in the Bible, these guys had plenty.
I know it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So however you believe it, understand it. That's one thing. You just gotta. It's society versus belief. Then the whole in the Bible they say I'm saving myself for marriage. What does it say that in the Bible?
Saving yourself.
It doesn't say I'm saving.
What?
What does it say that God tells you save yourself for marriage?
You know how many?
Because if that is the case, how do you have sex? Then you in a point of your life you stop having sex. Then the next point of your life you want to have sex. Then the next point of your life I'm stop having sex. Like nowhere in the Bible does it state God say sex means this much, that you got to save it for me when you get married. Because that's what we do when you get married. You marry your oath unto God. So nowhere does it say God frowns upon the ones that doesn't save themselves for marriage. Yeah. But that is another systematically thing that we was taught. We was on that goddamn boat, and that our ancestors was taught, that they fed to us to make us believe, hey, you're doing this wrong if you don't walk by this faith.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So
my angle is gonna be different.
Hold on, and my last point is, what is God?
You are God.
You are a God.
You are God.
Because if you're created in His image, you are a God. So you're not ignorant when somebody tell you that you are a God. Understand that you are a God. The black community, we only change God to king and queen, but it's the same damn. Like you are a black king. You are a black God. Mm-hmm. That is the truth. I didn't say you were God.
Yeah.
I didn't say you was the creator of anything, but you are a God. It's not a bad thing to say, but only Christians make it feel like if you use them type of words, you this and you that and you this, like
they feel like you cocky or you being
but
disrespectful.
You are God. Disrespectful to who? Because that's not
to their God.
But what are their God?
God is the God.
Says who?
Says what they believe.
God is just the word that we gave this entity.
Yeah, no, you're right about that.
Right.
Yeah, it's just you when you think of society, it's like it's all of these rules, and if you outside of that, you're wrong, or you like you said, ignorant, or basically you're going against the grain. Mm-hmm. And it's usually you may see some older folks looking at it that way. Sure. I couldn't dare say, oh man, I don't mess with the Bible. I couldn't say that to my grandma.
You couldn't have.
Or I said it before she passed.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't say that to some people. You know, and it's you don't want to be, well, you can be blunt about it and say exactly what you feel, but it's like you rocking the boat. You know, you're going to piss off a bunch of people and people getting the uproar and all of that shit, but people that's listening, they going to think like, damn.
Like I told you, you only can piss a person off that don't want to listen.
Yeah.
That's the only person you can piss off.
When you start thinking.
Yeah,
like
when you got to think for yourself, you can't get mad.
You know, it's like, you know, you can say all day, well, shit, this a fact. But again, people they're trained, so it's like, okay, this is what I know. I couldn't say any of that to my auntie or, you know what I'm saying, anybody like that, because it's like, boy, is you crazy? You know what I'm saying? And it sucks, because it's like, it's almost like people not thinking. You're not, just think with some type of logic, like, okay, does this make sense?
Does this make sense?
Because if you think about
everything I read and I was told,
you can't prove any of that.
Right.
You can't prove nothing that we was taught. You can't prove it. It was just something, like you said, you better believe it or you're gonna get your ass whooped at home.
Yeah.
You better believe. You better not even question it.
Or you going to hell.
You going to hell.
You going to hell.
Like, if you don't believe it, like
so,
you're going to hell.
So reason why, because more people in Christianity, they are concerned with that aspect more than the love of Jesus Christ. They are fearful of going to hell more than they actually want to understand God.
Yeah.
So they're only doing this out of fear and the lack of knowledge, right? But
let me cut you off.
Go ahead.
Because we were speaking about hell, and if you listen to the Bible, it says the devil was created because he was an angel trying to be like God, correct? But did we all want to be in God's image? So he outcast someone that wanted to be like him and created hell. Make it make sense. But go ahead.
It don't. It's a lot of contradictions in the Bible. And like when you start to really dive into scripture, just like pastors pick and choose for their sermons to make it make sense, you can pick and choose different scriptures that contradict exactly what they talk about. But I had to backtrack. Amen. Let me go back to that so people understand what I'm talking about. AMEIN means so it be, or I believe. That's what they meant. Okay, and that at some point in time, not sure what version, it was changed to amen, the amen that we know today, which is something totally different. The story of Adam and Eve is a real story, but they got it from ancient Egyptians, which hieroglyphs. Okay, so I got to break this down.
No, hold on, no, because stay on task because we got a part 2 of this.
I'm staying on task. Hieroglyphs means sacred carvings. Okay, that's a Greek word. So a lot of the words that's in the Bible are either Latin, Hebrew, or Greek. Okay, anybody want to research this? You could research all the invasions of Africa that was done by Greeks. Okay, actually the word Africa is a Greek word. Okay, so I want to educate. We still in February, right? Black History Month. So I want y'all to know this because African or Africa means land of burning souls, and we got that name from a Greek emperor named Scipio Africanus. Okay, when they came and invaded Africa, it was this is Africa. This is Africa. These were sectors of Africa that he conquered, and now we became Africans. We are not Africans. We are totally different. I advise everybody do their genealogy, they African or Kemetic genealogy, and find out what tribe you're from. Then you will know actually where you're from. Okay. It's a lot to that.
So understand, like we wouldn't never be able to fit everything. We're coming back. We're gonna have I just got to cut you off.
Cut me off.
Cut you off.
Go.
Because he was
gonna
bars.
Okay?
But save them.
We're gonna. I got facts. Hold on, no. I gotta say that because you were talking about society. Like,
okay, go ahead.
Okay. So this is the biggest thing for Christianity, right? Y'all talked about gays and homosexuals, right? But Christianity is the one who adopted that actual practice from raping boys and raping men from the Catholic Church, from Baptist Church, and black people have done that too. So y'all condemn the people that say that that's an actual abomination, but y'all actually brought it to our society.
They only condemn it when people speak about it.
And y'all want to live a double lifestyle
Because they don't believe
Jesus
nothing
Christ
is wrong, right? Nothing is
when
wrong
y'all
with it.
glorifying death and not life. Like, y'all are fucking insane. I really want y'all to know how fucking insane y'all sound when y'all talking that bullshit, knocking on people's doors or handing out pamphlets, like, to people who actually know what this means. Like, this is the worst thing known to man. Like, Salem witchcraft was about. You know what? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Hey,
Because
so look,
I got barred for y'all.
So we gonna leave this
facts.
here, and I'm gonna speak directly to the camera. A lot of things we say you guys may not like. So this is what I want you guys to do, because we got a part 2 of this, next week, and we're gonna get into this a little more in depth. Well, if you guys want to challenge anything we say, or you don't like anything we say, leave it in the comments, DM us, write us, whatever it is. But understand this is our point of view. So if we offended anybody, that's just because we made you think.
Not my point of view.
That's
facts.
Bro, that's fact, right. But it's still what you believe in the fact. So that's
I
what
don't
I'm saying.
believe in. Hey, y'all could go. I want you to go look it up. Okay?
So if you got a problem, hey, well, you only got a problem because we made you think. But real quick before we close out the show and before we get to the show of the day, let's discuss these 2 sports topics real quick. We got the NBA All-Star game,
trash, and
the Juwan Howard. So I'm gonna kick it off. Hey, so the NBA All-Star game is all All-Star games across all sports are fucking horrible to me. It's just pointless. It's just a stat to have. The dunk contest was the fucking worst. Steph Curry 16 threes and all that. It was good, but honest to God, truth is, all these All-Star games across all these sports need to be lost. Like never happen again. Yeah. Juwan Howard. Now, black folks, understand this. I never want to hear y'all say again how white folks is racist, because Juwan Howard ass should have been fired. Because if you look at the tape, whatever was said, you cannot conduct yourself like that when you are the leader of a program.
He stopped him. He touched him. He grabbed him.
No, bro, he slapped dude, like swung slap him.
That was after he stopped
I don't care
him.
if it was first, after. You cannot conduct yourself like that when you are able to get a job at your alma mater. You cannot conduct yourself like that. That is one of the main reasons they don't let us have shit in the first place. Because we did all this protesting and all this yelling on why we don't have these black head coaches. And whatever happened, I don't know. I wasn't there. You cannot conduct yourself like that.
So why you not addressing the white dude? He the one who started.
I didn't finish it, J.O.
I'm sorry. It just sounded like you was attacking.
No. I just said
kid from Chicago.
I don't give a fuck where you from. You can't conduct yourself like that. For the white guy, hey, you got to watch what the fuck you say to black people. Because I don't know. Somebody told me, what if he just said the N-word? I don't know. I'm not even finna go that far if he went that far. I'm just saying, like,
Wisconsin Badger,
hey, Juwan, I love you. Like, literally, but you can't conduct yourself like that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. Of course, we don't know exactly what was said,
Right.
but it looked like from the video, it looked like Juwan was shaking everybody's hand. He wasn't even thinking about the coach, and the coach stopped him or put his hand. So at that point, it looked like Juwan was shocked and had to address him. But
he didn't slap that coach. He slapped another coach.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to, intervene because you was finna get your ass worked. That was the bottom line. You was finna get your ass worked, okay? All of South Side of Chicago. He's from the West Side.
He's from the West Side.
Yeah, he's from the West Side. It don't matter. You finna get Stony Island, boy.
Come on, man.
But seriously, like if you had a disagreement how the game ended, because it's a Michigan and Wisconsin game, I understand that. Like, you could have, shook hands and then later addressed whatever.
Exactly.
But right then and there, you shouldn't have stopped Juwan. He shouldn't have did that.
Okay.
Now, Juwan, of course, you shouldn't have reacted in that fashion. But I understand why he did is because that coach tried to remove one of his players out of the situation, and then as a coach, you want to protect your players.
I get all that.
So I understand that. But I'm with you, Juwan. Fire his ass up, man. Put your damn hands in. Wop. Beat his ass. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Keith.
They don't give a shit now, man.
Well, I heard it all started because they did something before the game ended.
They called a timeout.
That Juwan didn't like.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Now the dude stopping him, maybe he wanted to talk to him about it and explain it. clearly his tone was off. Something was off.
But remember, you guys keep saying that ain't the coach he swung on.
No, I'm just saying, like, whatever was said, it got him even more mad. Because from the looks of it, he was like, it looked as if he was going to keep walking.
Right.
You know, so I look at it like both sides are wrong.
If he would have swung on that coach, I'd have been like, whatever was said. But you swung on somebody totally different is my issue.
Yeah, no, I understand. But I think they were both wrong in that whole little situation. Right. Regardless of what happened, he could have talked whatever he wanted to talk and kept it going. But ain't no telling what happened. We wasn't there, but
you know, all the black folks like, you got to talk about this on the show. He probably called him a nigga.
I think they were both wrong in that. You know, it's
called a nigga on black.
That's what I'm. That's that's what everybody reached out and told me. But
they should have just kept it going.
Yeah. So we'll talk about it more in depth on when we get the rest of the story when we do the bonus episode. But we gonna get into the show today. And before class get in section real quick, Jo, tell the people what you got on real quick.
I got on. Honestly, these my only pair of 97s. Okay. These my only pair of 97s. But yeah, I got Air Max 97s. They feel long like some KDs, man. But they decent. I like them. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to be comfortable for today because I know today we finna rock some boats. But yeah, Air Max 97s, and then I got my man Tony. Okay, we're not going to play with these people out here. Okay, I'm not going to play. All right, got my man Tony Montana. All right. And then we kick it to you, right?
Yeah,
because you got class, and I really want to know.
Your ass long-winded today, bro.
I miss y'all, man.
So I went with my LeBron 8s, my Laker color scheme, because like I told you, I'm in my bag now. This is the time of the year. You see, Laker everything that I know for a fact we're going to turn it around. I know for a fact, so please watch out. But like I said, I went with my LeBron 8s, my Laker colorway. Just off the strength, like I'm never going to lose support of my Lakers. I don't give a fuck how much you guys clown me, laugh at me, send me tweets. What's the guy named Bubba something that be yelling the Lakers trash every motherfucking night? Yeah. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to lose my support. Also, I got my Homer Simpsons.
Shout out to Homer.
Yeah, I got my Homer Simpson socks on. Some slight today.
OG.
Yeah.
Okay.
The longest show ever on TV ever. The longest show. Go ahead, Q. Yeah, ain't nobody ever put out more episodes than The Simpsons. And The Simpsons predict a lot of real shit that happen in life.
Low key, they do. That should be right. I got on a Retro 1. It's called Crimson Tint. It's pink. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It says Crimson Tint, but it's pink. I mean, this in my opinion, this is definitely underrated. I don't see a lot of people with this one either. The best feature of it, in my opinion, is you zoom in, you can see that tumble leather, which is pretty dope. But it ain't nothing special. It's just another retro one colorway.
Like I ain't got nothing with no tumble leather.
I mean, I'm sure you do. I'm sure
you just probably ain't pay attention to it. Yeah, it's different.
Damn,
you just ain't pay attention to it. Yeah.
Shout out to you, man. All right.
But the shoe of the day, we got, as you all should know, it's LeBron 8 South Beach colorway. This was last year's release. I'm sure everybody knows this shoe when it first released, when Bron went to Miami. It was to that date, it was probably one of the most hyped shoes. Like it was a big deal. Like
anything with South Beach.
Like lines around the block. Like it was super crazy for the first release. And the original release had black laces. They came with black laces. This one came with black laces as well, but like I always say, when they retro a shoe, they always change something. Yeah. Something's always different. But this was the beginning of Bron's changeover from Cleveland to Miami, and this is probably his most popular silhouette. Probably.
I was just gonna say that.
Most, if you think about basketball shoes, you think about the player. Look at LeBron. If you own any LeBrons, those are big shoes. They heavy shoes because they make them specifically for that player. Just little details on most of his shoes. You'll see it on the inside of the tongue. It'll say like this was designed specifically for LeBron James. So I think that's kind of dope. And then you look at like the lace tips, it say 8 on there, because this is the 8th version of his shoe. But yeah, it's
Hold on, you missed the key part.
What's that?
The king. You gotta show him up.
Oh man,
Missed
I mean,
the- missed the key part,
I'm sorry.
man.
I'm assuming that y'all
Oh,
know about this shoe. Y'all know, you got the lion on the front. You know what I'm saying, with the crown and everything. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I just assumed y'all knew that. My bad.
That's the King James, man. You got that's the whole point of the shoe.
But yeah.
But yeah, we gonna wrap this up, and we gonna come back, because it's a lot more we gotta say about the, our take on religion. And like I said, you guys want to leave a comment, you know how to reach us. If can't get mad at us, but we know you guys will.
Man,
but
get mad.
the show is called Don't Worry Ourselves. We don't get no fuck. But on that note, we gonna get up out of here, man. But to my right,
You got J.O.
to my left,
Got cute.
and this your boy Hollywood Tim, and that wraps up another episode of D.W.I.S.I.
Bon appetit. I be cooking what you looking for, who got the heat. Wrote these books on how to get it, all I need's a beat. Breaking bread with all my niggas, ain't no breaking me. I just write it how